that the possibilities are endless for them to be successful, regardless of race, gender, sexual preference, the way they dress, the way they want to wear their hair and style it. The expression or freedom of expression is at a level that it's never been at since the existence of mankind. And so they can look in any direction, up, down, left, or right, forward or backward behind them, and they'll be able to find someone who dress, acts, talks, and thinks like them, and they found a way to be successful. So if they are consistent and disciplined, they'll be able to find success in whatever endeavor it is that they choose. To be prepared to fail. We're all going to fall. We're all going to experience failure, but be sure to fall forward and not backward. So when you fall, make sure you get up and you learn from those mistakes and you continue to press forward, regardless of the circumstances.
Right now, this was emotional for me. I hope I don't get emotional on here. Our children have a really difficult time in this world. Racism has been around forever, okay, forever. But now, at one time, it seemed that things had changed some. And then I had this conversation with my aunt a couple of years ago, maybe it's been more than a couple, about maybe 6 years ago, actually. And we were looking at pictures of her when she was younger, going to college and all of that. And she actually talked to me about some things she personally went through, because she's a very fair-skinned African-American woman. She has straight hair. So she had a problem with people because people didn't know whether she was a white woman or whether she was an African-American woman, or back then people would say Black more so, versus what other people, the non-people of color, would call us. So with that being said, she said, after having this conversation with me at the end, she said, she looked at her picture and she said, "You know, Lisa, I honestly feel," she said, "and I don't know why I feel this way." She said, "Maybe it's because of what I've seen growing up and what I went through versus what I'm starting to see more of." She says, "Things are going back to where they were for me when I was coming up." Now, mind you, this was like 7, 8 years ago, as I was saying, that my aunt was seeing things change back to where the things she went through growing up. And she told me a lot of stuff, just like my father and some old, others, I call them seasoned. I don't call them old. A lot of seasoned people have told me the things that they've seen and that they went through. And my dad has told me a lot. He never discussed any of it when I was a child, but he's told me the things he's gone through back in the Navy. The Navy, I couldn't imagine my dad. But what I'm saying, all that to get back to the main question, the things our children have to deal with now, I pray for them all the time.
You're loved, you're valuable. It's one thing to give someone an affirmation, but it's a better thing when you can take them and give them the knowledge of what you're saying to them. A lot of kids, they'll hear what you're saying. When you begin to show them, that's when you make the impact.
I would like to leave with them today just to keep going for what you want to go for. If you want to be the next president, it can happen. We've seen it. If you want to be a governor, if you want to be a business owner, a teacher, definitely go for it. Just because you might see another race higher than you going for it, or a lawyer or a doctor, there's many out there. So it's not to say it can't be done. So don't give up just because of your race and what people say statistics are and the numbers are. Ignore the numbers, ignore the graphs or whatever they might show you. Just do it and stick to it. And yes, it's going to get hard, but it's hard for anybody. So I would leave that with them. Don't give up. Never look at the negative side of it. Always stick with the positive and encourage yourself that you can do it. Other people did it, yes, but you don't know what they went through. So just be prepared for that. But definitely don't give up and keep going for what you want to accomplish.
I would hope when my grandchildren are my age that, racism is not such an issue the way it is now, because I know that my grandparents was thinking the same thing when I grew up, that I wouldn't have to go through, discrimination and racism. And we still are. I mean, it's like we can drop 2022 right back into 1950 and nothing has changed. So I would hope that, my grandchildren wouldn't have to go and see the things that I see every day.
You matter. You're loved. You're important. Your voice is important. Social media is not real. Social media is not real. And I say that jokingly, but I think that social media has been wonderful, but it has had such a negative impact on some of our youth. And my niece, she said that comparison, when you compare yourselves to others, it hurts so much. And I tell them all the time that, man, it is easy to show all of the highlights of your life, to just show the best thing, that 30-second reel. You can just show anyone the best things, but if you dig into it, everything does not always look the way it is. It is okay to be in pain. It's okay to hurt, as long as you know that you can talk to someone about that. And I'm always here for you, no matter what time of day, no matter when it is. I just always want you to know that I will be here for you no matter what.